Hey everybody. I hope you guys are doing good. I wanted to talk about a video that I just saw pop up on my recommendations. I'm not following the person in the video. I don't know their name, but I did save the video, but it's not necessary. It's just more like a theme because it's something I've wanted to talk about for a while. So the woman was saying that people will offer to help you, they will help you, and then they will throw it back in your face later. I am people. That's me. I'm the bitch who will throw it in your face later, and I want to explain myself. Hi. I noticed that the people that complain about that, first off, it wouldn't bear mentioning if the person felt that the person who you helped showed gratitude. I can't think of an instance in my life, and I'm someone who I've had people do a lot of stuff for me, and I have been very grateful to those things, like little things. Like I'm the kind of person where, let's say I'm going through a door and a guy like stands back and holds it for me for an extended amount of time for me to get through and everything. Not just like, I mean, I'll say thank you no matter what if you like hold the door. But especially someone who stands back and stuff, I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, you know what I mean? I am very heavy on the gratitude, okay? So I can't recall an instance where someone threw it in my face that they had helped me and made me feel like SHIT. I can't recall, like, you know what I mean? And here's my thing. What I've noticed about the people that say this, and I commented this on the young lady's page, is that, and I hate calling people young lady because it makes me sound so old, but that's neither here nor there. Shut up with my old ass. Okay, but what I said on her page was that I noticed that there's a pattern that the people that say this, and I'm not saying it's true about her, I don't know what her circumstances are, but here are the people that tend to say this. They tend to be people that need help, like genuinely need help. They're not people that, you know, stand up on their own and who can, like, they're usually the caregivers and, you know what I mean? They're people that they, you know, need someone to help cover their rent. They need this, they need that, missed a car payment, you know what I'm saying? Need to borrow something, you know, whatever. They're the Felicias of the world. To one degree or another. And by Felicia, I'm referring to Felicia from Friday. If you haven't seen Friday, where the hell have you been? Anyway, but yeah, they're like that, okay? Second is that usually people do that because, and again, I'm people, we feel a lack of gratitude. We feel like, wow, you know, I did XYZ for you, and then you're being this way towards me. I'm sorry, I'm going to use an example in my ex. I'm sorry, dude. Poor thing, he's just getting battered around, but no. This is a petty example, but it's an example nonetheless. So, this man, many times, will steal my food, okay? Like, we'll be, you know, out eating or whatever, and he will just snatch food off my plate, and he thinks it's the funniest thing ever. Like one time we had gone to Luby's. This was like last summer and we were still together at the time that this happened. Anyway, we had gone to Luby's together and this mofo literally stole chicken, or excuse me, the skin of the skin off my chicken, right? Now, the other day we go to Dutch Brothers because we're co-parenting and everything, you know, you get it. Okay. So our daughter wanted a milkshake, and so we go by Dutch Brothers, and he decides to get that dulce de leche drink. And I say, oh, can I have a sip? Now, this man does not care about drinking after me. He's not like, ooh, I don't know where them lips been or anything. Listen, if a stranger at the restaurant leaves their burger unattended, it might come up missing around him. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, he does not care about that. That's not what it was. But me asking him, can I have a sip? He starts like you should have said you wanted one. I could have gotten you one, blah, blah, blah. Like, just refused to give me a effing sip of his freaking drink. But he steals my food. Okay? punch him. No, no, let me shut up before YouTube gets on me. I'm kidding, YouTube. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's an example where, yeah, I then said to him, I'm like, dude, I have shared so much food with you and you can't give me a sip, a stinking sip, you know? And I feel like that, like, I'm kidding about it, and it is fact, what I'm telling you. I'm telling you nothing but facts, and I'm kidding about it, but I've seen this happen in more serious situations as well. And right now, I'm more talking about from a standpoint of reciprocity, you know, like, because he eats my food, and I even offer him food or whatever, and he acts so stupid. If I want a chip, if I want a sip or whatever, he acts so stupid. Well, it also applies to gratitude, because I know, like, if somebody does something nice for me, I want to do something nice for you too. Like, it's no skin off my nose to do something nice for you. But again, some people, and I'm moving on from him, just talking in general, they just, they're jerks about it. So that's why people like me will sometimes remind people, I've done XYZ for you. Now, I'm at a stage in my life, though, where I probably won't do that. I mean, other than with him, because, you know, how we have a child together, we have a history. But, like, let's say, you know, I've done something really nice for you, and I'm not tight with you like that, and I ask you to do something, or I feel like you didn't appreciate what I did for you, or whatever. Baby, I'm just hitting the road. You can have that, because if no one taught you manners and you're at your big grown age, I'm not trying to. So if to me, you're ignorant, you know? I'll give you guys another story, and this is one that is awkward to share, but I'm going to share it. So I called myself meeting a mom friend back in early 2024, okay? Thought she was a nice lady. And what happened? What happened is our daughters were playing together at a kid's place. I don't want to get too specific, but it was a kid's place. You know, our daughters were playing together. Her daughter is older than mine, and she was like running around with her like a big sister. And to be honest, they look like they could be sisters. It's funny because her daughter, my daughter is a quarter Mexican and looks more like half, whereas her daughter is half, something that's not black. She's black and her daughters have something that's not black. Anyway, and they have a beautiful family, her, you know, whatever. She and her husband. But on that note, why I'm mentioning this is because this lady has tried to take advantage of me, I don't know how many times, trying to get free babysitting out of me and everything. She has. If she saw this, she would know who I was talking about her. No tea, no shade. I just blocked her. I literally blocked her because I babysat for this lady 2 times, and at best, I maybe got a thank you. At best, and like never was paid for my services or anything, you know. And so yeah, if I feel like with me, I like, okay, that's kind of a little bit different, but kind of in a similar vein, is that if you make me feel unappreciated, if you make me feel like you're taking advantage of me, that is when I will tend to enumerate what I've done for you. And I feel like the people who take the biggest issue with it, in the words of Cat Williams, you know why you have a problem with it. You know why you take an issue with it, you know, because you're wrong. You know, if you do people right, you don't usually have that outcome. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, hope that makes sense. But that's my vent on ungrateful people and these people like complaining about people so-called throwing stuff in their face when, I mean, baby, you know, check yourself. Like, if you are a genuinely gracious person, you have love for that person outside of them doing tasks for you, you are giving to that person and others, and you know what I mean, then you're far less likely to have someone say, well, you remember when, well, you know I did, because it'd be like, yeah, you did that for me, and I also did this for you. So what are you talking about? Like, we've done things for each other, you know what I mean? But when you can't say that, then that's when you get in your feelings when someone points out what they've done for you. Hope that makes sense. End rant. Take care. Bye.